be dedicating your practice to family, friends that are away from you. And mindfully open your eyes. Welcome to class. Namaste. Today we're gonna practice Hatha 1. So we're gonna work towards side crow. It's an arm balance that requires a lot of twisting, side bends. So the first part of the class is a little bit dynamic for warming up your joints, and then pretty static poses. We meet either in child pose or downward facing dog, depending on you. Good. Sole of the feet on the floor. So take a seat on a chair if you don't have props. Hands on your knees. Few rounds of cat and cow. Inhale, chest up, look up. Exhale, chin to your chest and round. Inhale, feel the expansion on your lungs, look up. Exhale, chin to chest and round. Now continue at your own pace, at your own rhythm. And if you prefer, close your eyes to do so. Observe the quality of your breath. And take these few breaths for you to bring the awareness to the breath, and also for releasing anything that doesn't serve you anymore. 2 more rounds. One last. Good. Elongate your spine, relax your shoulders. Separate your feet a little more and bring your hands to your heart center in Malasana position. Either continue with your props or take your full Malasana with no props, is your choice. 3 more breaths. Open up your elbows, open up your chest. 2, 1. Right side. You bring your palm facing backwards and your elbow in. Your opposite hand to the knee and push your knee away from you. Just 5 counts. Two more breaths. Exhale, center, hands in prayer. Take 1 deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. Left side. Right hand to the knee. Mindfully open your knee to the side. Just 5 counts. Two. 1. Bring your knees together. Inhale, hands to your heart, twist to the right side. Inhale, exhale. And like I said before, you can continue sitting on a chair, sitting on a prop, or take your squat position. Try to keep your knees in line, so left knee back a little more, chest up. 2. Exhale, center, other side. And if you have your family members around you, maybe it's a little bit noisy, but that's part of the practice, to keep all distractions away, no matter what is happening around you. 1 more breath. There. Find your child position at the center of your mat. Keep your props next to you. Okay. We're gonna bring the prop, doesn't matter which side you are doing. I'm just doing this side first so you can see. Either bring your prop closer to your thigh or not. You decide. Elbow on top of the prop, hands in prayer, chest up. I'm gonna move a little forward so you can see from here. Okay, and if you see the comments, just touch your screen and slide them down, they will disappear. Take 3 more breaths. 3, 2, 1. Exhale, switch. Try to keep your sit bones closer to your thighs, hands in prayer, look up. Let me see if I can breathe. Yes, yeah, I'm gonna practice so you can see clear. 2 more breaths. Exhale back to center. Go. Bring your hands on the floor. Turn your fingers towards your knees and shift the body weight back and forth, back and forth. Just for 3, 2, 1 more. Exhale and release. Melting heart position. Either take your props in level number 1 or maybe a little higher if you are quite open on your shoulders. If you don't have 2 props, you can bring your hands on the top of your chair. Up and down a couple of breaths and then find the stillness. If you are using your props, set your triceps on top of them, knees in line with your hips, and up and down a couple of breaths. A little bit of mobility first, and once you're ready, find the stillness. Exhale. If you feel this is too much for you, you decrease the intensity by bringing your knees closer to your chest. We're gonna hold a little longer, so if you decide to bring your props higher for 10 more breaths, do so. And together, inhale, exhale. Relax your head. Take 5 more breaths. There's no rush. Three, 2, and 1. Hands on the floor. Come to all fours position, hands and knees on the floor. Tuck your toes under, and we meet in downward facing dog. On your downward facing dog, any adjustment you need to do, maybe by paddling your legs, just for 5, and just the screen, 3, 2, 1. On your next inhalation, look forward, right foot forward, left foot forward. Soften your knees and come up to a standing position, arms up above the head. Place your fingers, separate your feet hip distance, and drop your head chin to your chest. Bring your arms back and forth a couple of times. Bring your arms farther back behind your ears. Keep your chin closer to your chest. It's not really a backward bend, it's more for stretching your shoulders. For 3, 2, and 1. Good. Release, soften your knees. We meet in a downward facing dog position. 5 counts together. 5. If it's too much for you today, take a child pose instead for your resting. It's 5 breaths in between poses, so you decide. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. On your next inhalation, you're gonna bring your right foot outside of your right hand. Either keep your arms straight or place your forearms on the ground. Move side to side, back and forth. And if you need to adjust, take 1 prop, maybe bring your elbows a little higher. Find the stillness wherever you are. Push your forearms down away from the floor. Take 3 more breaths. Exhale, hands on the floor. Find your downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now if it's possible, try your best to find a stillness on your down dog. It doesn't matter if your heels are not touching the ground. Send your heels down, relax your head. Two more breaths. One more breath. Bring your left foot outside of your left hand. And just for a couple of breaths, back and forth, side to side, open up your hips. Set your forearms on the ground. Try to keep your knee closer to the shoulder. Keep your core engaged. Back heel up. Keep your heel in line with the ball of the feet. Relax your neck. Relax the part of your body that you're not using. 3. 1. Hands on the floor. Downward facing dog. 1 breath. Good. On your next inhalation, separate your feet so your feet are going to be out of your mat. Back and forth a couple of breaths. Good. Keeping your heels on the floor, try to bring your chest closer to the ground. And work on your own intensity. Okay? So in a scale to 1 to 10, you should feel a nice stretch, maybe 6 or 7. Right hand to your opposite foot, could be fingertips on the floor or grab your foot. And if you still feel comfortable here, bring your right elbow closer to the ground. Look to the side. Tailbone higher, both legs straight if possible. Exhale, center. Back and forth, again, back and forth. And now if you need to adjust your feet, maybe one step back, step forward, you decide. Good. Find a stillness. Try to bring your chest closer to your thighs. If it's too much for you, soften your knees. Relax your head. Left hand to your opposite foot. Could be fingertips on the floor or actually hand to your foot. Twist from the belly to the crown of the head. Take 3 more breaths. 3, 2. Find downward facing dog. 1 breath, inhale. 1 breath, exhale. Right foot forward, in between your hands. We're gonna take warrior 2 as a transition for the following pose. Adjust your front heel in line with the arch of the back foot and extend your front leg. If you need, reduce the space in between your front heel and your back. Soften your front knee a little and take a half bind. Inhale, triangle, half bind. Left shoulder back. These 3 up to the shoulder. These 3 is where you look while you're practicing. If it's too uncomfortable on your neck, just look down. But keep the concentration on your practice. Now make sure the strength comes from your core and legs, not too much from your arm. For those of you feeling quite comfortable in a full bind, carry on with your poses, but let's do something similar, a little bit longer. We're holding poses 7 breaths, some poses a little longer. 1 more breath. Exhale, soften your front leg, hands on the floor. Find your downward facing dog. Now instead of downward facing dog, if you want to continue stretching your shoulders, do the same pose we did before, melting heart position from a downward facing dog for 5 counts. And begin. Try to send the crown of the head closer and closer to the ground. Relax your neck, strong legs. One more breath. Exhale if you are in down dog. One extra breath. If you're in child pose, take downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Look forward. Left foot forward. Warrior two. Transition for triangle. Inhale, make me bend the stance slightly closer. Take a half bind triangle. Long deep breath, inhale. These three up to the shoulder. 7 breaths together. Both sides of the body with the same length. For the last few breaths, if you did a full bind, carry on with your poses. And remember, the strength comes from your core, from your legs, not from your arms. So it's just a little body weight on your hands and fingertips. 2 more breaths. Look down, hands on the floor. Downward facing dog or melting heart position. You can continue practicing melting heart from a downward facing dog or melting heart with your knees on the floor if you prefer. Two more breaths. Exhale, we meet in downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Look forward. Right foot forward, left foot forward. Forward fold as you exhale. Come up to standing, breathe in, arms up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Feet apart. Bring your arms up, one big breath. Swing your right arm underneath your left arm, either 1 time or 2 times either. Depress your elbows towards your chest. Bring your right knee to the chest. Take a couple of breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, mindfully kick your right leg back for a warrior three with eagle arms. If it's too much for you, you bring your hands to your hips instead. But focus on squaring your hips, bringing your right toes down. And if still you're feeling that you're struggling with your breath in this position, you can come onto your fingertips but continue squaring your hips. 2 more breaths. Exhale, step feet together. Release your arms, bring your arms up, 1 breath. Exhale, release your arms down. Left side, inhale, arms up. Swing your left arm underneath your right arm, cross 2 times. Left knee to the chest. Left hip a little lower so your knee is in line with your hip. Mindfully, you can bend your standing leg. Little by little, kick your leg back. Square your hips, left hip lower. And take the same option you did before. Too much for you, hands on your hips, hands on your thighs. If you need props, maybe hands on your props. Square your hips, left hip down a little more. Just 3, 2, and step at the top of your mat. Feet together. Inhale, bring your arms up, 1 breath. Exhale, forward fold. Fingertips on the floor, bring your heels up, 1 breath. And exhale, sit down. Make sure you have a space behind. Take 1 prop in between your thighs. Inhale, lay down. Keep your shoulders off. Take an extra breath, inhale. Exhale, try to touch your heels with your fingertips. Squeeze your prop, belly in. Feel the contraction on your core. Your legs are active as well. And now try to bring your knees closer to your chest. Just for 5 more breaths. 3, 2. Exhale, a little break. Just shoulders down, but keep your knees closer to your chest. Take an extra breath. Inhale. To the right side. Chest up, torso up first. And both arms to the right side. Keep your knees really closer to the chest and spread your fingers. Keep your breath smooth and steady. Inhale, center, don't release. Keep the contraction. Exhale, other side. Bring your knees closer and closer to the right armpit. Point your toes. And now try to bring your heels closer to your buttocks. So make your body as small, like a tiny ball. 2 more breaths. Exhale, center. And one last inhale. Try to touch your heels with your fingers. And keep your knees closer to the chest. Just for 5. Feel the burn on your core, belly in. 3. Exhale, release. Cross your legs, hold your big toes, roll forward, bring your hands on the floor and find downward facing dog. Take 1 big breath, inhale, open your mouth, exhale and release. Inhale, open your mouth, exhale and release. Right foot in between your hands. 1 breath, inhale, high lunge, exhale. High or low lunge, left arm underneath your right arm. Keep your elbows closer to the chest, so create a space on your upper leg. Bend your front knee even more. Keep your ribs in, belly. 2, 1. Left hand firmly on the floor, spread your fingers. We're gonna take transition to a side plank. So if you need an option, foot in front of your knee. Those of you who feel comfortable with full pose, foot in front or foot on top. Bring your hips up, arm on top. Imagine you have a wall behind you, your heels, your lower back and your shoulders resting against the wall. Remember your options if you need to modify, foot in front of you. 1 more breath. Exhale, hands on the floor. Downward facing dog, child pose, or melting heart position. So these are your 3 options. Melting heart, especially you know your body best if you are tight on your shoulders. Instead of downward facing dog, take these positions or continue loosening up muscles around your shoulders. 3 more breaths. Belly in, a strong core. Look forward, left foot forward in between your hands. Come onto your fingertips first. Inhale, arms up to a high lunge or low lunge position. Right hip forward. Right arm underneath your left. Depress your elbows to your chest. Right hip forward even more. So we're not taking back bends. So keep your elbows closer and closer to the chest. Soften your breath. Even though the pose could be intense on your legs, keep your breath smooth. Exhale, release. Right hand firmly on the floor. Spread your fingers and bring your right hand 1 little step forward. Transition to a side plank. Take your option. Foot in front or foot on top. Inhale, left arm up. So make sure you're not sinking like I'm doing here. Push way inhale. These 3 up to the fingers, but if you feel it's challenging for you, just look down. Two more breaths. Exhale, hands on the floor. Downward facing dog. Take 1 big breath in down dog. Inhale. Open up your mouth. Exhale and release. Inhale. Exhale and release. Look forward, right foot forward, left foot forward. Forward fold as you exhale. Soften your knees, come up to standing. One breath, inhale. Hands to your heart as you exhale. Keeping your feet apart, lace your fingers behind your back, interlace your fingers or take a small towel in between your hands. Take an extra breath, inhale. Soften your knees, keep your belly closer to your thighs. And then as you exhale, maybe stretch your legs now. Try to send your wrists closer and closer to your head. Relax your head. Keep the body weight towards the ball of the feet, not to the heels, so body weight forward even more. One more breath. Exhale, soften your knees. Downward facing dog, right leg back, left leg back as you exhale. Take one big breath, inhale. Open your mouth, exhale and release. Come into a kneeling position, take a sit. Stretch your right leg and bring your left heel closer to the midline. Take one big breath, inhale, arms up above your head. Side bend to the right side, either hand on the floor, or maybe if you need, take one prop and instead of your arms straight, take your forearm. Lengthen the side of your body, the right and the left, so it means that you're not sinking or resting on the right side. For those of you who want to catch or can't catch a foot, just make sure you can breathe properly. Because if you're going for your foot and you are sinking and it's harder to breathe, so instead do left. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Exhale and release. Center, switch. Sit bones grounded on the floor. Take a long deep breath, inhale, right arm up. Little by little with your breath, maybe go a little deeper. Now, keep it on your mind that is not how deep you are in the pose, is what do you feel? Do you feel that you're still breathing in? Do you feel that you still are in peace and calm? That it's yoga. It's nice to go to deeper poses, but that's not the main goal. Take 3 more breaths. 3. Patient practice. 2 and 1. Good. Hands on the floor, downward facing dog. 1 breath, inhale. Exhale. We're gonna bring the right foot in between your hands. Okay. Take 1 prop if you need it, closer to the small toe. For a couple of breaths and stretch and rebend your front leg. Very good. Inhale, come up to a high lunge position. 1 breath. Bring your hands to your hips and extend your front leg. Now, make the stance a little shorter. Maybe your back heel will be on or off the floor, but just try your best to send it down. Right hip back, lengthen the side of your body. Inhale, left arm up for twisting triangle. Inhale, exhale, twist. Take your prop if you need it, modify, bring it higher. You also can come onto your fingertips, so make sure you have no much body weight on your left arm. Either keep your hand onto your lower back or bring your arm up. Are you still breathing? Are you still comfortable, strong but comfortable in the pose? One more breath. Exhale, soften your front leg, your right. Take your left leg back and cross your right leg towards your left side. Either keep your hands on the floor just for a couple of breaths, or mindfully come up to a falling triangle. If it's too much for you, bringing just the body weight to one arm, keep both hands on the floor instead. But scissor your legs and turn from your belly, not from your shoulders too much if your hands are on the floor. 2. Hands on the floor, downward facing dog as you exhale. We're gonna take just 3 breaths in down dog. Inhale, exhale 1. Inhale, exhale 2. Inhale, exhale 3. Look forward, left foot in between your hands. Take your prop closer to the small toe, and for a couple of breaths, stretch and rebend your front leg. Good. Take an extra breath. Inhale, arms up, come to a high lunge position. Bring your hands to your hips. Extend your front leg and make the stance a little closer, right hip forward. Take an extra breath. Inhale, and if you don't feel that stable here, just bring your right foot 1 step to the right side. Inhale, right arm up, Parivrita Trikonasana, twisting triangle position. Take a long deep breath. Inhale. With your left hand on your hips, observe if your hips are level. Extend your chest and maybe your arm up. Twist from the belly, not from your hips. 2 more breaths. Exhale, bring your hands on the floor, soften your knee. Left to the right side. Either keep your hands on the floor or right heel on the floor for falling triangle. If you have any issues on one arm, balancing on one arm, keep both hands on the floor and your shoulders pointing down. Take your options, breathe. Don't sink on your shoulder, push up and lift. Exhale, hands on the floor. Come onto a kneeling position and set your forearms on the floor. If you have props, set your forearms on your props in level number 1. For those of you, especially if you have any issues on your wrists, so if your forearms are on the floor, your wrists are going to be soft, right? Take an extra breath. Inhale, exhale. Good. Feet together, walk your feet forward. Now on your next inhalation, you're going to walk your feet both to the right side. You can keep your legs straight or bend and stretch a leg just for 3, 2, 1. Walk your feet back. Take 1 breath. Walk your feet to the left side. And 3 times bend and stretch a leg. 2, 1. Walk your feet back. Come to a dolphin. Now push your shoulders back even more. Keep your belly in and relax your head. 3, 2, and 1. Come to all fours position. Just for 3, 2, and 1. Good. Find your downward facing dog. Continue to do some core conditioning, preparing for side crawl. 2 more breaths. Good. Come to a plank position, 1 breath. And make sure your shoulders are in line with the wrists. Bring your feet together at the center of your mat. Good. Drop your heels to the right side. Push the floor away from you. Keep both hands on the floor. Don't give up. Push, push, push. Center. Both heels to the left. Two more. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take 1 big breath in down dog. Inhale. Open up your mouth, exhale and release. Inhale. Open up your mouth, exhale and release. On your downward facing dog, find your pigeon position on your right side. Right knee to the right hand, right foot to your left hand. Stretch your back leg. And if it's too much, if you need to modify, take a half pigeon by bending your opposite leg. That's it, okay? Walk your fingertips towards the left side, so towards your foot. Either stay on your fingertips. If you have your back leg straight, maybe continue fingertips or your hands in prayer with your elbow in front of your foot. Flex your right foot, don't sink, chest up. Keep your belly in. Now if you want to go a little bit deeper, instead of your elbow, those of you who want and can, bring your shoulder down. Lift up your heart. Two more breaths. One more breath. Exhale, hands on the floor. Downward facing dog. We're gonna take downward facing dog just for one breath for transitioning to the other side. Left leg, pigeon, left knee, left hand, left foot, right hand. Now if you need to modify, fold your back leg and walk your fingertips towards the right side or towards your foot. Take the same option you did before. Once you're ready, flex your foot, hands in prayer, chest up. Lift your heart. Those of you who want to go a little deeper, instead of your elbow, set your shoulder. Two more breaths. Exhale, hands on the floor. Find downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take one big breath in down dog. Inhale. Open up your mouth, exhale and release. Inhale. Exhale and release. Good. Look forward, right foot forward, left foot forward. Forward fold as you exhale. Come up to standing, soften your knees. Inhale, arms up above your head and stretch. Exhale, hands to your heart. Separate your feet. We're gonna continue warming up your hips, moving your hips. Okay, so if you're tight on your hips, get the stance wider. If you are pretty open in your hips, bring your feet a little closer, okay? So you adjust. One breath, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, deep yogi squat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, deep yogi squat. First your legs, and now we're adding the arms. Inhale. Exhale, deep yogi squat. Good. Continue at your own pace, at your own rhythm. Now each time, try to go a little deeper. And try to make sure your heels are on the floor. If you need something underneath your heels, fold a small towel, place it underneath your heels. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, go deeper into your squat. Just 3 more. 3. 2. 1 more. Good. Last one. Stay on the deep yogi squat. Bring your fingertips on the floor and bring your heels together. Keep your knees open. Either fingertips on the floor. If you have a prop in front of you, take your hands on your props with your knees open. Just for 3. If you feel quite comfortable, balance hands on your knees for 3 more breaths. fingertips on the floor. Take an extra breath. Round your back as much as you can. See if you can bring your forearms on the ground. Maybe yes, maybe not. Now continue, walk your hands back. Fingertips could be on the floor, hands on the floor, or maybe catch your opposite wrist. If you have the flexibility, try to send your forehead down. Otherwise, no, just keep your head up. Knees wide open. 3 more breath. 2. Exhale, hands on the floor. Bring your knees together and sit down. Take an extra breath. Inhale. Exhale, lay down. Keep your shoulders up. Inhale. The same thing we did before. Try to bring your fingers closer to your heels. Your heels are closer to your buttocks. Take an extra breath. Inhale. Exhale, right leg up. Left leg parallel to the mat. Both arms to the right side. If it's too much for you, bend your opposite leg. Up, 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 up. Just a few more breaths. Shaking already. Exhale, center. Keep your shoulders up, heels towards your buttock, small body. Exhale, left side. Almost there, almost there. Up, 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 up. 3 more breaths. Exhale, center. Keep it up. Cross your ankles. Hold your big toes. Hands on the floor. Downward facing dog. Go. Find your downward facing dog. Breathe for 5. 4. Playing music again. 3, 2, and 1. Come on to a kneeling position. While I'm demoing, move your raise and also shoulder rotation. Okay. We're gonna take the first variation with props. You're gonna take your props, both level number 1, or maybe your props in level 3. Okay, so you adjust accordingly your height. Let me demo. So I'm small, I'm taking this option instead. Okay, from the side. So if I'm gonna try side crows with my knees towards the left side, just make sure your shape is gonna be something like this. So your elbow, it's not gonna rest on your hip crease, okay? Doesn't matter if you cannot fly today, just get used to practice with your elbow, right elbow away from your hip. So from the side, set up your props, and you're gonna rest, if your knees are towards the left side, you're gonna rest your right shoulder, the elbow that it's not on your hips, on your props. Walk your feet, and then bring one leg, maybe 2 legs up. Again, from this side. So if I'm gonna do crow on my left side, I rest my right shoulder on your props, okay? Rest shoulder first, walk your feet, maybe one leg up, maybe both of them, okay? So just remember, from seated position, we're gonna try to keep the right elbow away from the hip, okay? Let's go. Come onto an all fours position and set up your props on the right side. Now check if you, when you're resting your shoulder, you have 90-degree angle your chaturanga arms. If it's too low, bring it high in level 3. Take one more breath. Good. Come to a downward facing dog and start to walk your feet towards your left side, like we did before, right? Good. Bend your elbows and rest your right shoulder on top of your props. Keep your knee as high as you can. Walk your feet and maybe one leg up, maybe both of them. Relax your head. Right elbow is away from the hip. But keep your chaturanga arms, bringing your elbows to the midline for 3 more breaths. 3, 2, 1. Downward facing dog. Come into a kneeling position. Let's try the other side. Take a long deep breath, both props on the left side. Mindfully walk your feet to the right hand. 1, 2, 3 until you're pretty closer. Good. Bring your knees to the right even more and rest your left shoulder on top. Maybe one leg up, maybe both of them. Keep your heels closer to your butt cheek. So the smaller you are, the easier to lift. 3 more breaths. 3, 2, 1. Go. Downward facing dog. 1 breath only. Exhale. Very good. Come to a sitting position. Take a seat on 2 blocks. Or come to a squat with no props. Okay? With props, it's a bit easier, of course. Okay? So let me demo how we're gonna do our next option. Okay, the same idea. So your right elbow is away from your hips. You bring your hands first. So you bring your elbow closer to your left knee. Take a deep breath, inhale. You're gonna roll your right hip on top of the props and take your chaturanga arms. Now push, lift your right hip up, maybe hips off, maybe continue with your hips on the props, not a big deal, okay? Just the more that you practice drills, the more you practice strength, one day, whoop, it's gonna be possible, okay? Let's go. Sit towards the left side, so make sure you have a little space on your props. Bring your hands on the floor and knee closer to your left armpit. Roll your right hip on top of your props and maybe push up, lift, or maybe keep your hips on your blocks for 5 breaths. 4, 3, good job. 2, try to push, lift your hips, stretch your arms a little. And 1, shake your raise. Okay, let's do left side. Sit towards the right side, so make sure you have a little space for bringing your hip. Okay, if you cannot bring your heels up, your knees up too much, bring your heels up, then it's easier to twist. Hands on the floor, rest your hips and knees up. Okay, for those of you feel push, lift, maybe yes, maybe not. It's not a big deal, but keep your heels closer to you. Now, even though your hips are still on your props, keep pushing. Imagine you're flying already. For 3, 2, 1. Take a rest, downward facing dog. 5 counts in down dog. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come into a kneeling position. Let's take a rest for the raise. You're gonna bring your hands underneath your knees from behind, and you push back and forth a couple of breaths. And then other side. Very good. Your forearm on the floor with your opposite knee. A little massage for your wrist, for your forearm. And then other way, other side. Very good. Come to a seated position. Close your eyes. I'm gonna close the practice, but please take your closing sequence, some final poses, and your shavasana at the end of the practice. Hands to your heart, eyes closed. Let's take one big breath. Inhale, exhale, and release. Take your time for shavasana, take your rest. Thank you for being here with us today.